Marriage is a sacred relationship that binds couples to each other forever. However, in wrestling, marriages are usually the source of disaster, heartbreaks, and overall chaos. Hey, I'm Jeremy, and here are the 5 most awkward in-ring weddings in WWE. Number 5, AJ Lee and Daniel Bryan. In 2012, AJ Lee was involved in a romantic storyline with Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, and Kane all at the same time. After a lot of romantic confusion, AJ chose to be with Daniel Bryan after he proposed to marry her at the Raw 1000 episode. On the night of their wedding, however, AJ publicly dumped Daniel Bryan and took on the role of the new general manager of Raw, an offer given to her by Vince McMahon. An angry and confused Bryan began breaking every prop in the ring, and CM Punk showed up to add insults to his injury. The segment ended with Bryan receiving a rock bottom by The Rock, who was rubbed the wrong way by Bryan's claims of being the greatest of all time. Although the night didn't end too well for Bryan, this program paved the way for his road to the absolute top of WWE. Number 4, Lana and Bobby Lashley. When Rusev made his WWE return in the September of 2019, it was revealed that Lana was cheating on him with Bobby Lashley. The revelation came after Lana kissed Lashley in front of Rusev, an act that would repeat for weeks to come in order to embarrass the Bulgarian brute. On the December 30th episode of Monday Night Raw, Lana and Lashley were scheduled to get married, but before they tied the knot, Liv Morgan showed up and shockingly claimed that she and Lana had been lovers. The two ladies brawled around the ring, and then the segment ended with Rusev emerging from a massive cake and attacking Lashley. The segment garnered a lot of attention on social media, although the majority of the pro wrestling community thought that the angle was in poor taste because Lana and Rusev were married in real life. Number 3, Billy and Chuck. The tale of Billy Gunn and Chuck Palumbo was perhaps one of the most confusing romance storylines of all time. The two superstars formed a tag team, but as time passed by, they started getting closer and developed feelings for each other. On an episode of SmackDown in September of 2002, Chuck proposed to Billy by asking him to be his, quote, partner for life, to which Billy said yes. As a result, a wedding segment was scheduled on the following week's episode of SmackDown. However, during the wedding segment, when the wedding official asked if anyone was against the two men getting married, the Godfather came out. He exposed Billy and Chuck by telling the world that they weren't gay at all and that they had hung out with some of his girls. Finally, the wedding official revealed himself to be Eric Bischoff by taking off a prosthetic mask and calling out the 3-minute warning to annihilate both of them. What was the point of this storyline again? Never mind. Number 2, Stephanie McMahon and Test. The billion-dollar princess Stephanie McMahon and former WWE superstar Test were on the verge of tying the knot on live television. Both of them were in love and finally convinced the McMahon family to let them marry each other. The ceremony was scheduled to be on the November 29th, 1999 episode of Monday Night Raw. However, it was interrupted by Triple H, who had a video to show everyone. The video featured Triple H driving around to a wedding chapel while Stephanie McMahon was asleep in the passenger seat. He then revealed that he and Stephanie got married without anyone's knowledge. As Stephanie was screaming in tears, Triple H called Vince McMahon dad, and an irate Test ran after the game. The rest of the story saw Stephanie turning against Vince McMahon and joining Triple H to establish the McMahon-Helmsley regime. Interestingly enough, the two went on to get married in real life in 2003 and are now running the WWE following Vince McMahon's retirement. Number 1, Lita and Kane. In 2004, Kane started stalking Lita, who was in a relationship with Matt Hardy at the time. The two would be featured in creepily awkward segments, with Kane's antics getting worse by the weeks. Later, it was shockingly revealed that Lita was pregnant, while both Kane and Matt Hardy claimed to be the father. At SummerSlam in 2004, Kane and Hardy faced off in a match with the stipulation that the winner would marry Lita. Wait, what? As Kane won the match, he earned the right to marry the former WWE Women's Champion, and the wedding was broadcast live on WWE Raw August 23rd of 2004. During the segment, Matt Hardy tried to save his girlfriend, but a choke slam by Kane stopped him. The Devil's favorite demon proceeded to marry Lita by force while the livid crowd watched. However, on the September 13th episode of Raw, Lita had a miscarriage after Gene Snitsky hit Kane with a chair, causing him to fall on her. Let's not talk more about that, shall we?